What's going on, all you fantastic people? I'm Matt.
And I'm Vanessa.
And today we're going to be taking a look at Captain Marvel, which stars Brie Larson, Samuel L. Jackson, Jude Law, Ben Mendelsohn, and Annette Bening. Carol Danvers becomes one of the most powerful heroes in the cosmos as she fights for the Kree in a war against the shape-shifting Skrulls. However, as she catches glimpses of her past life on Earth, Danvers soon learns that everything she thought she knew about herself and her life might be a lie. So, there's been a lot of anticipation for Avengers Endgame,
Yes.
Marvel's Avengers Endgame,
Marvel's Endgame.
which is coming out next month. But in order to get to Endgame, you have to go through Captain Marvel.
Or do you?
With that being said, look, I know that there's been a lot of talk and controversy surrounding this movie and Brie Larson. Is it political? Does Disney have an agenda? Are the social justice warriors ruining Hollywood? We're not here to talk about that. That might be a video for another time. But we're just going to focus on the movie for the sake of the movie. And we're just going to judge it based on a movie, based on a Marvel movie. And with that being said, look, this is an underwhelming movie.
Yeah.
I'm just going to cut straight to the chase. This is an underwhelming movie. This is not one of Marvel's best films, and it certainly isn't what it could have been / should have been. But just to quickly get through what is good about this movie, look, Brie Larson and Samuel L. Jackson, they work great together. The CGI is good. Ben Mendelsohn is still out there
Ben
making
Mendelsohn.
a bigger name for himself. Goose the cat could have been Zeus the cat, and it was a scene stealer, actually.
Yes.
And the CGI looked good. It's a Marvel movie. It looked pretty good.
It looked pretty good.
There are things that do work about this movie.
And it's got some heart, and it's got a little humor.
There were some witty moments here and there. But just to skip right on over everything that worked. Oh, and the musical score. Not the soundtrack, but the score. I actually did like the music in this movie.
Some of the soundtrack was alright.
Okay. Yes, it was. But I'm going to kind of just brush that all aside because I have a feeling that if you're watching this review, you're probably here for the negative stuff because that's what's getting most of the talk out there in the world and on YouTube and wherever else you go and look. But once again, putting all the political stuff aside, it's very underwhelming.
Yes.
And I'm going to start with Brie Larson. And you can say what you want about her and her politics and her man-bashing ways, all that, whatever. She has proven to be a capable actress.
Oh, Academy Award-winning actress.
Hated Room.
Room was... I did not like the movie.
Despised Room. But she was fantastic.
She deserved that Oscar. She
did.
was phenomenal.
She was
And
phenomenal.
if I only watched the movie for the acting, I maybe would have enjoyed it. But the content of that movie and just that... No, I didn't...
Yeah, we didn't like Room.
Sorry.
We didn't like Room. But she
She's
was really
great.
good. As Captain Marvel, not so much.
No.
And I don't know if it's her being miscast, if it's the directors and the writers that needed to be fired, or if it's all the above. Because throughout the movie, she is either stoic or stuck up, in my opinion. There is no middle ground, and there's nothing endearing about her.
Yeah, there's nothing that pulls you in and
No.
makes you really
Care about her.
At least for me, to make me really
No.
truly care. And I wanted to. Like, come on, this is Captain Marvel. Finally, we get a Marvel woman superhero. Let's go. Like, I'm ready for that. We just got Wonder Woman from the DC here. Like, I'm ready, Marvel. Let's make this happen. What a perfect character to do this for.
But there's no connection there.
No.
There's no connection there. There's no endearing factor about her. And that was a shame. I mean, she could have been anybody.
Yeah.
She really could have been anybody.
She could have been there. I can pick 3 actresses off the top of my head that I think could have done a better job.
Yeah. And there's never a point in this movie where you think she's in danger. There is no rise and fall with this character. It's a straight line. There was not a single moment where I was like, oh my gosh, Captain Marvel, look out. Like, oh no, what's going to happen to her? Oh no. Like, I mean, at least, in the other movies, like, yeah, okay, the hero's going to live and he's going to be okay. But they're in danger.
Yeah.
They're hurt / something's wrong.
Something. I mean, you've got.
There's never anything wrong with Captain Marvel.
No, I mean, and then you've got. I mean, let's go back to Captain American Civil War. They're going against each other. I mean, you've got drama. You've got. I don't.
Yeah. Well, my point is, you could pick pretty much any one of the Marvel films, and at some point, the character is going through some sort of trial and trauma or something. Captain Marvel, not so much. She doesn't remember who she is. That's the biggest thing, and that doesn't really work. And the action, it's cool at times, and it's messy at others. So
and some scenes are just dark, not like emotionally draining, but literally dark. Like, I don't know what's happening. Like, put on a light, please. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, there's really nothing that's going to wow you, and pretty much the biggest moments you've already seen in the trailers or the TV spots.
I mean, okay, to be honest, I feel like this movie should have come out years ago. It should have come out with maybe Captain America, the first Avenger. Maybe it just needed to be put out there. Okay, maybe we've been spoiled. In the last year and a half, we've had 3 of the best, I mean, arguably the best Marvel movies come out. We've got Thor, Black Panther, and Infinity Wars. And then we have Captain Marvel, which, in my opinion, just does not compare at all.
I like how you jump right over Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Well, that one's not...
Well...
I don't want to talk about it. I mean, Homecoming was right before that.
I get what you're saying. There have been a lot of really good Marvel films to come out, especially Infinity War, and now we've got Endgame. And once again, I completely agree with you. This movie feels out of place, and to me, this is the biggest problem with the movie: the plot holes. We're not going to get into any spoilers, just in case you haven't seen the movie, but there are things that happen in this movie that just are not explained.
Nope.
Case in point, once again, not getting any spoilers. Nick Fury's eye? Were you ever curious about what happened to his eye? There have been hints. There have been nods. Well, you get to find out what happens.
Yes.
And it's laughable. It's laughable. But that's not even the biggest thing. The biggest thing is that Nick Fury and Captain Marvel in this movie, in my personal opinion, they sort of just messed up everything that has come before this.
Yeah.
And that plays right to your point of this movie should have come out years ago.
There should have been more.
This is set in the 90s. This is set before the Avengers Initiative even takes off. And now you're telling me that this happened before all this other stuff, and now we're here. Mm-mm. There is so much missing. There is so much out of place now. It doesn't seem to fit in the whole grand scheme of the MCU, and it pisses me off.
It does.
We are a month away from Endgame, which is bound to be the biggest Marvel movie in terms of scope, scale, meaning. I mean, this movie, what has just led up to Endgame is so powerful and has culminated in years of all these films and all these characters. And Captain Marvel comes in here and, no offense, but just kind of tweaks things and puts things way out of perspective.
I agree. I feel like they felt like they needed to throw this movie out there. It was maybe a necessity for Endgame, but you're a little late. You're a little late to the game.
Yeah,
How
you're
are
late
you
to the party.
Introducing a character between Infinity War and Endgame? Like, why was that a good idea? I don't understand.
It doesn't make any sense, you know. And the one thing too that we were
goodness.
talking about is all these other characters. You know, we've had years getting to know them and, you know, following them on this journey. And like we were just talking about, even Black Panther has one movie to his credit. However, he was in Civil War, got his movie, was in Infinity War. We've been following him now for 3 films, and we're once again leading up to Endgame. All of a sudden, you throw Captain Marvel 1 month before the biggest film. It doesn't make any sense. For me, it doesn't work. And even as a standalone film, it doesn't really work. Just throwing it out there, even as a feminist film, I've seen better. It's been done better. DC did it better.
DC did it better.
Earlier, at the end of last month, beginning of this month,
Alita
did it better.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm going to go ahead and give Captain Marvel a C-.
Okay. I wrote down C. I am disappointed from a feminist point of view as well, because this was a movie that could have done so much more. And if you, just look at the ratings. When do you see a Marvel movie that the audience didn't really like?
Well, and once again, there is a lot of controversy, and I don't know if people are slanting their reviews one way or not. But as a Marvel fan and even as a film-going fan, there is reason to be concerned and upset at this movie. But yeah, of course, if you've seen Captain Marvel, let us know what you thought about it down below. And if you like this review, hit the like button. If you want to see more of our awesome movie reviews, hit the subscribe button. As always, thank you so much for watching. You guys are the best. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we will see you awesome people next time.